Here is the OB Peacock Growouts. Currently doing a water change right now. It's filling back up. As you can see, this tank is way overstocked. However, I'm wanting to pull the majority of these males out and put them in a much bigger tank, but the fish in the other tank are too big to do that at this point. I tried moving a couple over about 2 weeks ago and it didn't go as well as I'd like. I ended up moving them back before night, before the lights went out, because I was afraid they would get eaten. There's some big venustus in the other tank there's 2 males that are, well, about 2 or 3 times the size of that female right there. That's a big female. I actually took her out of the tank. I got one more other big female in here. Right there, that's not a venustus, that's a phosochromis. Anyway, let's see, there's 2 ollies in here. There's that one big female venustus, and I got 5 growouts. That's probably the bigger one right there. There's 2 morai females. That one. This is my female tank slash growout tank. So I got a bunch of big females in here, and all the fish I'm growing out. It's a VC10 hap. Happy about him. I got 4. There's another real small one right there. There's a couple that look like that. I got 4. I think 2 look like that. I got that one big one. I lost him now. Here he is. And then one of them died. Let's see. Out of all these OBs, this is my favorite one. I mean, there's like 20 males in here that are colored up now. They're probably all at about a year. I've been growing them out for a long time. But this is one of my favorite males. I already bred him and have about 200 fry of his growing out, and a 55 gallon. They're real small. Let's see. So as far as fish in this tank, I really don't know how many. It's really hard to count them when they get like this. It's a 90 gallon tank. Like I said, it's overstocked, but it's not going to be like that for long. I wanted to move these fish over to my bigger tank. I got an all male tank that's much bigger than this one that I keep all my males in, but they're still just not quite big enough to move over. A couple months ago I moved one over. He did great for a couple hours, and then I came home and there's only half of them left. So I'm trying to be real careful now that I spent 1 year trying to grow out all these OB peacocks. I don't want to lose a bunch of them over just trying to move them to the tank. I can wait. So what I'm doing is I'm just doing 2 50% water changes a week, just because there's so many fish in here. Really, normally I just do 1. There's a Fusco. This is a Fusco grow out. There's 2 of them. Of course, this is a hap. I mean, this fish gets big. There's 2 of them in this tank. This is the more dominant one. You can see even at this small size, he's already all blue in the face, so an obvious male. I think the other one's a male too. It's just, there it is, right back there. That's just a lot less dominant. Like I said, I'm doing this water change right now, so it's all real cloudy. I probably should have waited on that. Anyway, let me find some more of my favorite OBs that are colored up. Here's another one. This one right here is got this huge white blaze down the top of his head. Come on, fish, move on out of there. There he is. Ain't got a good side shot. Come on. So he's got this big white blaze. He's got just a little bit of blue in the front of him, and he looks like one of those fire or dragon's blood on his side. There's the one I already showed you that I really like. This is the only one that turned out to have quite a bit of red. I mean, it's real red. I mean, these are small fish too. I mean, this fish is only 3.5 inches. You know, it's really going to color up. You know, most of its coloring up hadn't even happened yet. These guys are all eating New Life Spectrum. There's another cool looking one. This one looks kind of like a dragon's blood. Let's see. Yeah. Oh, awesome. Catching them fighting a little bit. There's a Rhodesi. There's two in here, two Growouts. Both of them still fairly small. So I'll make a video of my other tank at some point where you guys can see all the big males. Hopefully 6 months from now, this tank will. My ultimate goal is for this to be my female tank, and the other tank, the larger tank, to be my all male tank. So about 40 of these fish will be moved over to the other tank to make that happen, which is my plan. Filtration on this, the air stones aren't going right now, but they are in there. It's about to the point where I can turn that stuff on now that the heaters are, the heater elements, I got two heaters back there. Now that the elements are underwater, I can go ahead and turn it on with the switch here. So now you can see there's 4 air stones in here, which is adequate. Temperature stays at 80 degrees. I got 2 Eheim, one on that side and one on that side. Our 2 Eheim canister filters are what's moving this water. Just a little bit of holy rock in there. I took most of it out. The substrate is sand, which all I would say about that is it looks great when it's clean. That's the best part about it. I prefer the crushed coral. I do. However, it is nice to have a sand substrate with this fish right here, the Faso, because they bury themselves. It's real common for that fish to go all the way under and bury itself, like it did earlier when I was gravel backing. This one's not too bad. It's one of the bigger ones. I mean, that's about a 3.5, 4-inch fish. All of them are small at this point. They look like they're colored up real well because there's no real big males in this tank, so they are the big males of the tank, even though they're not at a big size yet. There's about 9 or 10 electric yellows in here that I'm growing out. All the electric yellows I bred here at the house. All the OB Peacocks I bred here at the house. All those Venustus, there's 5 Venustus Growouts in here. They all came from this one large female right here. She's a real big female. I mean, she's like 6 inches. But she's my Venustus female. That's where they came from. Those are hers. And a lot of them I bought online, like the Haps. For instance, those 2 Fuscos, those 2 Rhodesi, those 2 Alis, those were bought online. Look at him going at it. He thinks he found a piece of food up there. Anyway, there's the full shot right there of the whole thing. So that's it.